This is Julia James Davis, and welcome to The War on Beauty. Today we have a special video, which I'm so excited because we have my brother Hudson here as a guest, and he is an incredible musician. He's a guitarist, a songwriter, a singer, and he's truly the most amazing musician and such a perfect example of bringing beauty back in music. So today we are going to talk to Hudson about all things music, music industry, the problems affecting the music industry, AI, and how he's bringing beauty back. So Hudson, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on the channel. It's nice to be here. Yeah, now that my platform's kind of been shadow banned, it's nice to be able to come on your platform and talk to your followers who are all amazing, and I've been seeing your following grow, so it's really cool to be on.
Well, I'm excited. We'll talk about that too, which I think is such an interesting aspect of all the changes in the music industry. But the first thing I want to talk to you about, because just more in general about music, on The War on Beauty, we talk about all of the ways that beauty has been bleached from the world, and a big part of that outside of art, architecture, education, politics, like in every sphere, especially culturally, but music. Music is one of the things that comes up the most in this whole cultural destruction of beauty. In that, we often forget that music and the beauty that music can produce matters so much, and that music does shape us, not just in the way that it's nice to listen to in the background, but it shapes and has an effect on our souls and on our spirit and on our tastes. So I would love to know from you, from the perspective of a musician, why is music important? Why does music matter?
So yeah, music obviously matters, and it's in the Bible, all over the Bible. It's like sing praises to the Lord on a harp of 10 strings, and there's so many psalms about singing, and yeah, so much of praise and worship is done via song. And so music has just always been important, and I think anyone who's experienced a real beautiful piece of music, whether they've gone to a rock concert or an opera or watch like Amadeus or something like that, you see these amazing pieces of music, and it's just like seeing the Sistine Chapel. It's like that exists in music form, and you can't look at the Sistine Chapel and be like, art doesn't matter, right? It's like immediately, like, it answers for itself why it matters. So it's the same way with great music, and it's such a, I know it's like, we see music as an audible thing, but it's so much more of that. It stimulates, so much of our soul and our senses. Like, there's the audible part, but then also if you're, for example, like listening in a stadium or in a concert hall, you feel the music, like through the vibration of the space or the vibration of your speaker, and then you ponder the music, the lyrics in your mind. So you have your heart, your mind, your body, all in harmony, because the music is something that ties all three together. So I think it's like a very unifying art form. It like unifies our body and our minds and our soul into one, whereas so much of the world now is trying to take your mind and your body and divorce them, and your soul and your body, and make them at odds with one another. I think that's like it's like dismantling humans. And so they've given us bad music, because the great music will bring us together and make us stronger and be able to have our own thoughts, decisions, desires that are beyond just cheap things,
Yeah, it's a fully transcendent experience when music is beautiful. I think it's really interesting, there's this great quote by Goethe, the poet, and he says, I think it's by him, but he says that music is architecture but in sound, and architecture is music in form, something along those lines. But I think that, and again too, going off of your point about how music, so much of it is in the Bible, St. Augustine says, he who sings prays twice. So all of these things matter so much. So it's like, what are we building? What are we pointing people towards? Is it towards something transcendent? Is it towards God? Or is it pointing you back down towards this material plane and programming you to like cut your spirit off, which I think is what so much music does today. It just confirms and reaffirms and redirects you back to your physical, material, just base desires. Even back to one of the things that we've talked about that I think is so interesting is Mozart and Bach and these great composers who've written some of the most incredible music that we still play all the time. It's so famous, it's so great, and a lot of it was worship music. A lot of it was explicitly a mass or a vesper or a praise of God. And that's certainly not the way that music is today, at least in terms of lyrics or in terms of intention.
Yeah, music is so like, it's such a reflection of just the shallowness of our time, and like, I know I'm kind of just speaking to everyone now, but like I think we all see it. And like a lot of the music on the charts now, like I'm just gonna go like Sabrina Carpenter. There's so much music now, or Olivia Rodrigo, about just like, screw you, you man child, or like, you know, like you effed me up, like it's to me, it's like we've been on this trope recently so long of just like men and women at odds with each other. It's like boy, you're like not even worthy of my attention, and it's such a, to me, it hurts me so bad because it's such a pulling apart of men and women, and you can even see how at odds men and women are right now, and so many young men feel like they, you know, can never like date a woman, like, or like we have like the incel culture. And even like the study we were talking about earlier, which is like 1 in 4 adults will now die single and alone. The music is not helping that at all. It's reaffirming this like combative spirit between men and women. And like, I know I'm going really deep really quickly, but also like, so what does that then do? Is it like, does it lowers the birth rates?
Yeah, I mean, it rips apart our culture for sure because, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, so beauty shapes us. It shapes our soul. It has an effect on the way that we think. I mean, if you think about the way that music is now consumed these days, it's very, very different than how, say, even 100 years ago. You don't have to go that far back into the past to see how much our consumption habits have changed around music. Yeah, you don't have to go far. If you wanted to go listen to music, say 150 years ago, you would have to go to the symphony or the concert hall, or, you know, go seek it out or play it for yourself.
Yeah.
So now, though, we are constantly listening to music, whether that be in our cars, on our walks, at the gym, at the grocery store, at the restaurant. We love Roger Scruton, who talks about in his great video on music that pop music has become oppressive. It's constantly bearing down on us. And so rather than being active consumers of music, it's just foisted onto us and we don't have a choice. And so in that, when you think about that, plus the types of lyrics and the sounds and just the general form that music is taking these days, it's so, like you're saying, you know, you're a man child, or a lot of these things, like Sabrina Carpenter, she had a music video where it was like murdering a guy.
Yeah. Or like SZA or something.
Yeah, it
yeah, and it's like
you're
out in public trying to enjoy a meal with your family, and it's like, wow, there's a song about murdering my ex-boyfriend, like playing it. But like music now, and it's like the stuff you hear, the pop music, it's so two-way, it's so cookie cutter, and it has such a limited harmonic scope. Like every song is pretty much the same couple chords. And when you're just blasted with that every single day, the same message, man and women at odds, same chord progression, like I broke up. It just, it makes, it starts trapping our mind, which is kind of like the Roger Scruton thing. It tells you that like, this is it. This is all there is. This is all there is. This is the same thing, the same trap. You're in this prison. Think small, think small. And then that's why it's like almost daunting to go and listen to something like the Mozart or Handel. It's like, oh wow, there's all these colors to life. Maybe I do want to live. Maybe I will find a beautiful woman to settle down with. Like maybe there's places to go to. Maybe there's something higher. Because when you have something expansive and limitless, like those old amazing pieces of music, it points toward the mystery of God, like Bishop Barron says. Like, nothing now, even like in like the construction of churches, like churches themselves in large part don't even point to a mystery or something bigger, because it's like, oh, it's all right there, it's all beige, it's all flat. It's like the ugly brutalist things. We have that in music form now, and it's like everything's been hijacked and all the beauty's been sucked out of it, and we're given just this shell of it that's just becomes a prison. They're giving us music, but we know, at least some of us know what it can be, and it's just sad to see. It's like you're just beating a dead horse. But then the scary thing is, like, a lot of people have never experienced a true experience of music, of great music.
I think that a lot of this has programmed our taste differently. But one of the questions I have, like, that just popped in my head, because growing up, you had such a unique experience cultivating your own musical taste because you were a musician, which caused you to seek out some of the great older artists. So you were listening to different music than, say, your peers, which now you have like this large breadth and understanding of music. Is there a certain point when you think everything started to go downhill? Like, is there a decade that you could point to where everything really started to change? My thesis is that starting in the, it used to be 90s with Cher, and like, Do You Believe in Love After Love, and like that auto-tune thing. They started like, that was the first like real use of auto-tune in pop music that sounded like a robot. And I think there started like a hijacking of everything, and getting people used to hearing something that sounds robotic, and then we get into the 2000s and we have like Black Eyed Peas. I think it's been a coordinated, slow burn to get people so used to hearing stuff that sounds so auto-tuned, so fake, so sterile, that now all our music sounds sterile, to the point where it can be so well mimicked by AI that you can't even tell the difference. And so I think that's been the plan all along, is to slowly get the population, and this is the same with movies, used to seeing garbage, hearing garbage, so that they won't really care or notice when you finally make that switch into AI, which is essentially, it's ultimately like free music making. You don't have to deal with any people, you don't have to go into a studio, you don't have to pay anyone, you don't have to go through any headache. You can just have AI do everything for you, and it eliminates all the humans. And wow, thank God we got this population all so used to hearing this robotic sounding music, they don't even know the difference, they don't really care. And so we can make all the money with no effort, no dealing with these pesky humans who, sleep in and all that stuff. So I think that's been the coordinated plan. I even am now thinking back, like, it almost started in like the 80s, I feel like, with some of the new wave. And I like some new wave and 80s music, and like there's great examples of like synthesizers and like auto-tune being used well, but even though there's great examples of it, I think it's still part of a larger movement that was ultimately for our detriment. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes so much sense. I think now we look at music, and to your point with the whole AI, this has been a slow on-ramp. It's not like overnight we get an AI
because people's
band.
tastes were very good back in the day. A lot of the stuff we listen to now and even laugh at in memes, people wouldn't even listen to it back in the day. But now we even have this subculture of memes where we laugh at the bad music, and then that becomes its own thing that's listened to and memed, and then that becomes, oh wow, now it's becoming the soundtrack, and then that person's actually at the Oscars, and it's like that type of thinking. And like back in the day, people's tastes were actually pretty respectable. People had more respect for what they were taking in, that they wouldn't even give any attention to that type of stuff. But now it's like creating this culture around how bad our culture is. But we should stop. Like, we should just start going back until we can go forward with some of the stuff we had. I've recently started listening to more classical music, and when I do listen to it, to me it sounds so much more innovative, so much more doing new things that I feel like I've never heard, that it's kind of mind-blowing. Yeah, it's like futuristic, but it's from like centuries ago. Yeah, exactly. Makes our music now just look so small. But what you said really reminded me of something that I think you're so on point with this about AI and slowly programming us to
not realize that what we're listening to or what we're watching is not even made by a human.
Yeah.
So there was a situation, I'm sure you've heard, of this band on Spotify that they got like over 1 million streams, probably even more, and they were a 100% AI band.
Yeah.
And people had no idea. They didn't know that they were listening to a machine-made band. But the thing, to your point, was that because they're AI, they release 2 albums a month. So they're constantly just pumping out music, but all the listeners were shocked. They had no idea that it was AI.
And even like Timbaland,
Yeah.
the Justin Timberlake's producer, a great producer, and did like One Republic, Apologize and all that stuff. Like, he's a very famous producer of hip hop, but now he's launching an all AI record label, so he's like has all AI talent now. And like, why like, is there someone like behind all this? Why is this happening? And they're trying to like soft launch these things. Like they're now just putting AI music into the stream of music. It's a violation, because like our culture needs some sort of, I don't know. It's like, is there rules? I don't know. It's like, I guess that's like a whole nother like debate. But I just don't like how they're trying to just sneak this stuff in.
It feels like a really bad thing because we know the spiritual importance of music. Music is a journey. It's an expression of a soul. It's an expression of something deep within a soul. And so to hear that expressed through musical form is deeply satisfying to everybody else's soul.
We're just promoting our extinction as humans. This goes back to like school, because we're taught a lot of things in school, like that the United States is like not even our land. They got us like in school to believe that like nothing really is ours, and it's oppressive to even have anything because everything belonged to someone else at one point. And I feel like they've gotten our minds so used to like, we're okay with just like replacing ourselves and fading away into nothingness. And I think the ultimate thing here is that like we've lost our survival instinct as a people, because we should be we need to prolong ourselves. I'd like to see our culture survive, and it just won't when we're like actively like okay with our replacement being AI.
No, I completely agree, and I think it goes back to the fact that all of our arts are not attempting to help us foster a relationship with something higher, which is God. We are being kind of lulled to sleep by our music, and it's telling us to focus on these things that are absolutely not only not important, but are actually destructive.
Destructiveness is like not cool anymore. Like, I feel like it was like a fad, and it's really not cool because it's easy. It's so easy to destroy things. The hard thing is hunkering down and creating something beautiful. That's like the new rebellion, I feel like. And that is like the Catholic Church, these grand things that are hard. I mean, you listen to Mozart and it's like, holy crap, like, what, like, who even am I? You feel like nothing almost, but it's like, you got to get out of bed, like get to work and like make something amazing. That's the cool thing. And that's like the thing so few people can do.
How did you come to your ethos around creating music?
Yeah, well, to me, the most conservative part of my music that I aim for is just the song element. Because Paul McCartney, I believe it was him who said, a great song, you could take away all the production, all the instrumentation, and just sit down with a piano or guitar and just sing it, and it's a beautiful song. Think Father and Son by Cat Stevens, or The Long and Winding Road, or Let It Be by the Beatles, you know? Like, you could sing any of these songs with just a guitar, and they're beautiful. Now all the music in pop relies heavily on production and cool beats. So it's like, oh, that they used an 80s synth on that. To me, that's kind of dead. That's part of the dead thing, is because it doesn't really matter the sound or the production. So I'm aiming first for the songs. And right now, my songs happen to be about, you know, the wars going on around the world, and like the genocide in Gaza, which is largely why I'm being shadow banned, because now that I have like a big following, you know this, like 150,000 on Instagram and 130,000 on TikTok and like 70,000 YouTube subscribers. And now, since publishing those songs and those videos attached to the songs which show the suffering, my engagement, I think, has dropped by 99%. I was getting millions of views on my videos, and now I get nothing. And I'm now exploring topics that are, I think, obviously right over the target of where they don't want me to be. I don't know who they quite is, but whoever controls these algorithms. Music creation is not free. It's not real free speech. Everything, and the stuff, if you're hearing the same stuff over and over again, it's because they want you to hear that over and over again. But they don't want you to hear my music, which is about ultimately peace. That's my big message, is peace. And I want to help bring people to God, who is, you can't have peace without God. But I think that's the most important thing in bringing, I'm trying to do it in a very eloquent way, as eloquent as I can, without just being like a rebel without a cause. And I'm risking all my followers, right? It's a lot of followers that I've spent years and years and years developing, and I'm risking all of them just because I want to do the right thing here. My videos are being taken off of YouTube, but porn is on YouTube. Lil Nas X's video, Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines. I mean, you have fully nude women on there. Yet my video, which is showing real war, real atrocities, it's being taken down. And to me, that's crazy. And I don't want to be a musician playing the music on the Titanic as it's sinking. To me, to do anything that's less than like calling out the wars and talking very bluntly about the way people are just being killed, would be to be like a musician on the Titanic, playing music that's like about breakups or something like that. We're so close to being completely silenced.
Yeah, well,
if we're not already there.
I think that we're close to having music go away.
Yeah, 100%.
How has your conversion, because you recently converted to Catholicism, how has your conversion changed the way that you do your music and your art?
Well, the conversion and the faith in Jesus is giving me currently the faith to do this. The thing that's more scary to me, which is speaking about heavier subjects that actually matter, and the persistence to just do it. Don't worry about what people are saying. Jesus is very inspiring to me on that front, because a lot of people hated him. I think most people hated him during that time, but he didn't stop because he carried with him the message. He was the message and got himself killed for that. And that's like every saint has been willing to die for the faith. And so in my own humble way, it's given me the inspiration and determination to just do what I know is right, regardless of how people take it. Also, now I try to make all my songs have some sort of connection to God. Like my recent song, "And the Heavens Cried," I came up with like the beginning of it like a year ago, and it was actually going to be like about Greek mythology. And then as I've gotten more into the faith, I was like, I really like that tune, but I was like, I don't really like that it's about Greek mythology. I asked God to help me replace those lyrics with something that was more honorable to God, to Jesus. And he gave me the lyrics to "And the Heavens Cried," which is about basically what I imagine is God's displeasure when he sees the war in the world, and the heavens crying at all the destruction. And so I guess there's a mystical, I suppose, element to it since my conversion. So I now go to God to ask for my lyrics instead of trying to come up with them myself. And to me, like I have parameters. It has to be like somewhat godly, the music, in order for me to put it out. Because like now there's just certain topics or messages that like I wouldn't want because they're too worldly or something like that. Like I wouldn't want to spread a message that wasn't gonna help people have some sort of hope or some sort of awakening. And I wish more people understood this. Like if you go to God, you're gonna get godly things. So that is the answer. Go to God, seek godly things, and when you get the gifts from God, the art you're supposed to share, or whatever that is for you, do it very boldly. Because there's not many people who are going to do that, and that's the exact reason we're all kind of being taken over and imprisoned.
So, what do you think is the future of good music, and what role do you see yourself playing in that?
Okay, so first I just want to give an idea of what my life looks like. So basically I wake up, I go to church, and then I do music. I songwrite, and then I'll run. But then on the run, I'm thinking of music. So everything is just waking up, church, and then music. Year after year after year. I have a couple friends. I do not see them. I don't drink. I don't go out. Year after year after year. I basically just see y'all. Like, y'all are my friends. But that's what's required to hit this depth of space where I believe the Mozarts and the Beethovens were at. Because you can't have any distraction. To me, I had a thing when I was in the Adoration Chapel come into my mind: distraction is death. And I believe that. And you have to have the years and years of just drawing from this deep well to start getting some of the stuff coming up, some of the pieces of art coming up. And now that music has such a paywall, I even go to Guitar Center now just to get some picks and a couple sets of strings. It's like $100. Even the employees are like their face goes white when they see the amount of money it costs. And I know a lot of people, they spend thousands of dollars a year on going out and on dates and on bar bills. And so basically you can't afford both right now. You can either do music and take it seriously, like I am. I'm not dating. I'm not dating until I can until I can make something of the music. And I'm not going out. I'm not drinking ever. But that's basically what's required now. Since music has such a paywall, there's no real balance anymore that can be had in your life with the economy and the way the world is. And also, I believe we're actually at an urgent point with music. Like we've said earlier, it's either gonna die or it's gonna live. And for those who want it to live, it's time to like become a soldier for this shit. Like, you have to wake up every single day, go to God, and get the music from heaven. That's literally the formula. Anything else, sorry, it's not you. It's not going to be you. I'm sorry, it's not going to be you, because you're distracted. So how could you possibly do this? And so the level of discipline to right this ship, which essentially has already collided with the iceberg, is insane. And I hope I play a role in this future of this music, because I know at least what I'm doing as the input is I'm basically decided that I'm gonna save music I'm gonna save music. And everybody has to have that attitude. It has to be you and 100% you, because I'm behaving every single day like I am the only one with the 100% responsibility of saving music. That may literally be true, because I don't know anyone else who's talking like this, and I wish people would kind of kick into action more. So what that looks like for kids, if you love music, don't go into the music schools. Like, they're just gonna turn you into a carbon copy of everybody else. And if you can afford it, learn a real studio, go into a real studio and record there, find a band. All these things are expensive now, but if you have the means, do it. And if you can't, then record at home, but songwrite, write real songs, pray for the songs, get real stuff in your heart that needs to come out. All starts from a place of caring. I think you have to have some sort of overarching understanding of the world. You have to have a history knowledge to know that there's a world worth seeking, a world worth seeing, a world worth saving. And I'm blessed to have, I think, just a general good understanding of the world and all its offerings. And I really want it to live. Like, I really want it to live. And I want people to love each other and be able to dance and have these amazing pieces of beauty that can transform their hearts and transform them with each other, and it's just transformative. But what that requires is kind of being a monk for it. So just be as honest as possible with the music. And I think everybody knows deep down that what's happening with music is wrong, even if they're profiting off of it. If you want to save music, be the savior of music. You know what I mean? That's your title now. And know what that's going to require, because the devil essentially never rests, so neither can you, really. So dedicate your life to this. Don't be distracted with other things. Everything God wants for you will be, but you have to first set your focus on God. And for me, my ministry is the music. Don't waste your time looking for a record label. Like right now, like I am complete as a person right now, and that's thanks to starting on GarageBand on the Mac since I was really young. So I was getting an understanding of how to create and produce music very young, luckily. Become as whole as you can as your own artist. And I know piano pretty well, because the past several years I've been learning piano and practicing my guitar.
Learning how to sing.
Yeah, taking 2 singing lessons a week. Practicing my vocals nonstop, getting out and singing even when I thought I sucked and it scared the crap out of me. You just do it. Just do what you have to do right now, because everything we've been told right now is fake. It just really is fake. You just be bold, go out. Nobody cares that you're trying things, but you have to be bold and become a star, become a warrior with the music. And don't seek the idea of a record label. You're seeking validation from a record label. It's like, oh, I got the record deal. That's not cool anymore. It's just not, because they're the ones destroying music. And oftentimes, I saw a video on this. The record labels now are just signing a bunch of artists. So at the end of like the tax season, they have they can write off more things. Like they're not even interested in the artist, but they can write it off. So it's just for their economic benefit. And so it's all just this machine that's so gross right now. It's time that music returns to the individual. Write all your songs on your own. Come up with the instrumentation. Learn Stevie Ray Vaughan if you're a guitarist, but also learn Claude Debussy. Learn that feeling. What are we seeking? What are we searching for? What is the feeling that unites? What is the feeling that disrupts? What does God want you to bring to the world? And that's the most important thing. To me, the world, it's so hard to see the future right now, because it feels so blurry. Everything is just so, like, just blunt and blurry. It's like, I don't even know. It's just a muck. But the only clarity in all that would be having a razor-sharp routine and a razor-sharp faith with God, because that helps create some sort of path in all this. Don't become another stormtrooper or like just one of these faceless people who goes into the system and it's like, oh, I got this record label from this and I got this award. It's not cool, because where is it getting us? The music is so bad. Like, it's not cool anymore. No accolade is cool. The cool thing now is no accolades, no degree, no school, no ties. You have to be able to think creatively. I remember in school, like in growing up, like I was like, I guess the preeminent musician. Like I was like all I was doing at school. Thank God my orchestra teacher had a deluxe reverb Fender amp, so I could take my guitar to school every day and practice in there every single day. And I was working every single day, and then at night in the blues clubs in Houston, playing every single night. Nobody really knew. And then I remember like they'd always give out art awards at the end of the year for like best musician. I never got chosen once. But no, I never was recognized, anything like that. But to me, I see that's the cooler thing, because you see what is recognized, and then it's like actually flattering when you're not recognized, because you're just doing something that's not, you're not like the daily injection for the giver, you know what I mean? It's like, get your Doja Cat, get your Labubus or whatever they call it. It's like this kind of just numbing out. But yeah, so don't seek praise, seek to honor God. That's the cool thing.
That's amazing. Well, I have nothing to add to that, because that's literally amazing. Mm-hmm. So if people want to find you, listen to your music, where's the best place that they can find you?
Spotify is my favorite. It's the best. Yeah, I put all my music out on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on every music streaming platform. I put out music videos on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. And like those are videos that kind of compile a lot of like media and just try to tell a story about where we're at. And yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. My videos have millions of views actually, which is hard to believe, because now I'm getting like 300 views because I'm actually singing about like Gaza, so that's cool.
Well, as you said, that's a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I think you inspire me so much. I think that you truly are an excellent individual. You're leading the way in what the future of art is. This is the way to beauty. This is the way that we fight back. Like you said, become a warrior in the war on beauty.
Yeah.
And it's not all negative. Like,
Exactly.
this is a positive
Yeah, but like,
movement
and you can't worry
forward.
about like offending people, because right now I'm like risking offending people, but the parameters are so small right now that anything is going to feel offensive to people.
Yeah.
And also in the Bible, Jesus doesn't say be nice to everybody or please everyone. He doesn't even say don't cause division, because he says I'm the dividing fire. So actually, stuff with a big punch of the Holy Spirit can kind of divide. It almost hurts certain people, I think. So I think it's important right now not to seek to please or to be nice or flatter people. Right now, people really need kind of like a smacking, if that makes sense, like a wake up. Or not. Like, feel free, to not. I'm just not interested. To me, that's just death, to give up like that is just death. And to me, there's just a victory in just following God. And that doesn't always look like being nice or like, oh, that's loving. It's not always that. You just gotta be a warrior sometimes.
I love it. I think that's incredible. I'm so excited to see your next songs, and everything that you're doing is, I think, like you said, is just incredible. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming onto the War on Beauty.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a warrior for beauty.
Yes, I will continue to do that. And I have the best family for that. I think we're such like an intense family at this point.
I know. Also filming this, shout out to our brother Harry, who's the cameraman,
shout out to Harry.
Cinematographer, the most amazing movie maker. So,
And our mom.
And our mom, Elena, over there, who's the most incredible mother. So thank God for all of our blessings. But yeah,
I feel like you and Mom were the first people to convert, and I feel like we've kind of done this like step ladder effect with each other, where we just like ramp up the Catholicism and the faith, which has been amazing. So it leads you to this really, intense point, which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool. Well, thank you so much, Hudson, for being on the War on Beauty, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching.